What's up, guys? Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar. 6 of my favorite plays for you on DraftKings and FanDuel for Week 7, including some cheap wide receivers. One that has destroyed his opponent over the course of his career. A couple workhorse running backs for you. And, of course, my favorite play on the week. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Week 7 edition. Beer's Daily Fantasy 6-pack. The Fantasy Bar ready to rock with 6 guys fresh off the tap for you here in Week 7 on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the video. Before we get into this week's plays, let's take a look and see how we did last week in Week 6. It was a pretty solid week here in the Fantasy Bar. We'll start with Julio Jones, 21.8 on DraftKings, 14.8 on FanDuel. Solid day for Julio. Obviously shows you the difference here between the sites. DraftKings, that PPR really makes a difference. FanDuel, you really need those touchdowns, and not finding the end zone kind of hurt Julio Jones there. But all around, solid day there. Carson, big hit for us here, 28.9 on DraftKings, 23.9 on FanDuel. Continues to get a ton of work. Don't be afraid to continue riding the back of Carson here of Seattle. George Kittle was next, 21 on FanDuel, or 21 on DraftKings. 14 on FanDuel. Again, the importance of PPR on DraftKings. Solid day there. FanDuel, we needed that touchdown. Didn't get there, but not a disappointment here with George Kittle. Pretty solid day. The hit of the week for sure, Stephon Diggs. Over 40 on both sites here. Huge day for Minnesota. That Philadelphia secondary, one we can certainly pick on. And the mistake was not pairing him more with Kirk Cousins, who had a big day. Gardner Minshew, definitely a big disappointment here. They broke out the mustaches down there in Jacksonville. Just didn't pan out. That New Orleans defense looks to be for real here. One of the better defenses in the league. So disappointing day for Minshew, no doubt. And then Le'Veon Bell, very disappointing. Got a touchdown. Only one target in that game. So we'll see if that continues with Sam Darnold. Was it just a one-off? But if Le'Veon Bell's not going to be involved in the passing game as much as he has been earlier in the season, that's going to be a problem. So I'm still going to keep an eye on that. Le'Veon Bell definitely disappointed. But all in all, solid day here for the 6-pack. Now let's move on to Week 7. And we're going to go right back to a guy that was good to us last week. Has another good matchup here. And that's running back Carson to lead us off here of the Seahawks. So very fair prices here once again on Carson. $6,500 on DK, $7,600 on FanDuel. So you're not breaking the bank here. I think it's a great price point, and the workload has just been out of control. 28 touches in each of the last 2 games, getting more and more involved in the passing game here for Seattle. And this Baltimore defense, let's be honest, just not a very good defense. 22nd in total DVOA, 18th against the run. They've been giving up some big games, especially to a guy like Nick Chubb. Had a huge game against this team. They faced some teams where they held them down. Those were teams that don't have very good running backs. Carson at home, great spot here against Baltimore. Going to plug him right back in the lineups here in Week 7. All right, let's go to the wide receiver position. Next pick for us, T.Y. Hilton of the Colts. So $5,900 on DraftKings really jumped off the page to me. $7,600 on FanDuel is about where he should be. So the value here is more so on DraftKings. But let's look at the matchup here. Houston, 8th most fantasy points allowed to the wide receiver position. That's why you hear them involved in trade talks for Jalen Ramsey and any other cornerback that's on the market. They're just not good in that secondary. And I think Hilton can definitely take advantage of that, and he has over the course of his career. Hilton has played the Texans 15 times and has scored 9 touchdowns in those 15 career games, 78 receiving yards in 11 of those 15 games. So it's just a matchup. Every time these two teams play, T.Y. Hilton seems to have a big game. Neither of these defenses very good. I don't think they're going to be able to hold T.Y. Hilton down. Big game incoming. DraftKings, they steal at only $5,900. All right, let's move on to the tight end position next. We're going to roll with Evan Engram of the Giants. So Engram sat out that game against New England, but I'm really expecting him back in the lineup here. Has 10 days to get ready for this game, and I think you're going to see him out there. And we know Arizona, terrible against tight ends. So we just don't overthink this. Just continue to attack this matchup. Will he have ownership? Yes. Is it a surprise off the radar play? No, but you don't always need that. So that's what we're going to do with Evan Engram. Plus, you look at the tight end position. It's a lot of solid options this week. So I think the ownership will spread itself out here. He will be one of the more highly owned players. If you're allergic to chalk, you want to avoid this play here in Evan Engram. But I'm going to continue to target the Arizona defense with tight ends. Engram, 9.8 targets per week. Arizona allowing 9.33 targets per week to the tight end position. Not to mention the most fantasy points to the position, and it's not even close. Sterling Shepard likely not playing in this one. We'll see about Saquon Barkley, but not many targets there for Daniel Jones. I expect Evan Engram to be his primary target here against the Cardinals at these nice mid-range prices. All right, let's get you a quarterback here. We're going to go with Josh Allen of the Bills against the Dolphins. So Allen, no massive games so far this season, but it's been very consistent. Outside of that New England game, 18 or more DraftKings points in every single game this season. If you look back to his 2 games against the Miami Dolphins last season, this guy absolutely ripped this team to shreds, putting up 33.7 and 41.5 DraftKings points. It's when he went on his tear towards the end of the season, but a great matchup here. There's not a team in the league that's given up more fantasy production than the Miami Dolphins. Josh Allen, easily my favorite quarterback on this Week 7 slate against Miami. All right, we like Josh Allen. We're going to pair him up. That's right, little correlation here with wide receiver John Brown. So huge upside here for John Brown. Mid-range price tag. He had another guy. Hasn't had a massive game yet, but been pretty consistent. So cash games, you like the consistency there. Tournaments, that upside is coming. That ceiling is coming. Those multiple touchdown games are coming. And this is the matchup we could see that in. Miami, 9 touchdowns already allowed. 2 wide receivers, dead last in DVOA against opponents' passing game. I think John Brown has a big day, finds the end zone at least once, hoping for twice here, but goes over 100 yards and smashes this salary. Love John Brown here against the Miami Dolphins. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play on the Week 7 slate. But before we do that, guys, get in the comment section here. Got a few things we need from you. First of all, subscribe to the channel. Then you'll know when the videos are coming out. Secondly, thumbs up button. That's the tip jar here in the Fantasy Bar. If you enjoy the videos, all you got to do, hit that thumbs up button. Really helps us out, guys. You've been doing a great job with that. So thank you for that. And to say thank you, not just going to say it here, we're going to run it back with our Beast of the Week contest. So all you need to do in the comment section, closest guess on fantasy points to my Beast of the Week is going to win either a free week of RotoGrinders Premium, which gives you access to so many more tools, articles, videos, podcasts, everything we have, you're going to get access to it. So a great feature there, or you can get a free RotoGrinders t-shirt if you're already a premium member. So absolutely free to enter fantasy points for my Beast of the Week. Who are we talking about? Let's take a look. My favorite play of the week. You know him as the Beast of the Week. All right, Beast time. We're going to go to the running back position and wrap things up here with Leonard Fournette of the Jags, this week's Beast of the Week. So price is creeping up on Leonard Fournette, but has it gone up high enough is my question, and my answer is absolutely not. This guy, an absolute workhorse running back that is still priced like a mid-range running back. So let's look at his touches. Last 3 weeks, 31 against Denver, 27 against Carolina, and 26 against New Orleans, and he's been productive. And these are some pretty solid defenses. Carolina, we can throw them out. Haven't been very good against the run. The point is, the touches are there. The price does not reflect the touches. And then you get to the matchup. Here's where things really get good. Cincinnati, bottom 5 in pretty much every single category that we're worried about against running backs. Fantasy points per game, rushing yards allowed, rushing touchdowns, receiving yards allowed, receptions allowed. I could go on and on and on and on here. The point is, the video will be about 30 minutes. That's how bad the Cincinnati Bengals have been against the run. Leonard Fournette, an easy plug and play for me this week. Easily my favorite play of Week 7 and this week's Beast of the Week. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up here for Week 7 in the Fantasy Bar. Any comments, questions, feedback, guys, you know what to do. That comment section is for you. Remember, closest guess in fantasy points. This week, let's go with FanDuel. Closest FanDuel points on Leonard Fournette is going to win that free week of RG Premium or that free RotoGrinders t-shirt. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut. Best of luck in Week 7. Yahoo video will be out sometime tomorrow, so keep an eye out on that. Guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate it, and good luck this week.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist